Having a family with 1, 2, or 3 children means you've probably got a lot on your mind. And I'm betting that doesn't leave a whole lot of time to work out what your next family car is going to be. Which is where I step in, because I've been living with this Hyundai Tucson for 6 months to see how it fares in family duties. So, should you cancel that order on the Toyota RAV4 or Mazda CX-5? Well, we're about to find out. The Hyundai Tucson actually competes in the mid-size SUV segment and rivals some of the most popular cars in Australia. So, here's why it's worthy of your attention. Remember the days of the Getz and the XL? Well, back then, Hyundai was known for being cheap and cheerful, and the South Korean brand has really come a long way since then. That isn't to say this 4th generation Tucson is wildly inexpensive or unaffordable for most families. Quite the opposite, in fact. And don't think that Hyundai has skimped on the equipment list or the build quality to get that price tag down either. Here's the full breakdown on the 2023 Tucson.
There are 3 grades of Tucson available: an unnamed base version, the mid-tier Elite, and top-spec Highlander. There are also 3 engines available across the lineup that has an effect on pricing. Starting with a base 2-litre petrol engine, the Tucson kicks off the range from $34,900 before on-road costs, while the Elite and Highlander versions are $39,400 and $46,400 respectively. The 1.6-litre turbo petrol engine, however, is exclusive to the Elite and Highlander grades, priced at $43,400 and $50,400 each. Likewise, the 2-litre turbo diesel is offered only in Elite and Highlander trims for $45,400 and $52,400 apiece. Standard equipment on the Tucson lineup includes 17-inch wheels, LED daytime running lights, keyless entry, a 4.2-inch driver display, and electronically adjustable door mirrors. Handling multimedia duties is an 8-inch multimedia system that can handle wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. Stepping up to the Elite adds 18-inch wheels, leather interior, heated front seats, push-button start, and rear privacy glass, as well as a 10.25-inch multimedia screen that now has wireless Apple CarPlay but wired Android Auto. Yep, opting for the larger screen means Pixel and Samsung phone users will be downgraded to using a cable for smartphone mirroring. The top-spec Highlander, like our test car meanwhile, adds 19-inch wheels, LED head and tail lights, a panoramic sunroof, heated steering wheel, heated rear seats, cooled front seats, a powered tailgate, and a 10.25-inch digital instrument cluster. And on top of all this, buyers also have the option of an N-Line pack that adds a body kit and sporty interior appointments and is priced at $4,000 for the base grade, $2,500 on top of the Elite, and $1,500 above Highlander variants.
I will have to point out that since I picked this car up in April, prices have actually gone up by $500 due to the rising cost of raw materials. But even with all that, this car is just a little bit more expensive than the equivalent Kia Sportage and Mazda CX-5, and it's certainly a lot more affordable than a Peugeot 3008. Chances are you've already seen the new Tucson out on the road, and chances are you've already made up your mind about the styling. That's because it's a real head turner, isn't it? The front end is characterized by this cascading front grille that blends in with the daytime running lights for a really bold look. Our test car also comes fitted with the optional N-Line pack that adds a sportier front bumper as well as a dark chrome colored grille that makes the Tucson just look downright angry. And in profile, the Tucson's sharp styling continues, largely thanks to these 2 big creases, which either look like crumpled bits of paper or carefully folded origami, depending on the angle. The N-Line kit also adds 19-inch wheels and body-colored wheel arch cladding to really elevate the Tucson's appearance. And for what it's worth, I think if you're gonna go all in on a Tucson with the N-Line pack, you might as well go for the crimson red exterior color, which just pops a little bit more than this car's Titan gray. My favorite angle? It's definitely the rear. I mean, just look at those claw-like taillights. The N-Line option kit also adds dual exhaust outlets and a more prominent rear diffuser for a sportier appearance. But the best thing might actually be something that you can't see. Hyundai has pulled off a neat trick by tucking the rear wiper arm up below the roof-mounted rear spoiler, and it just gives the glasshouse a really clean and sleek appearance. And it's these small touches that I really appreciate.
Inside, the Tucson is a bit more conventionally attractive, thanks to high-end materials like gloss black surfaces, leather, and suede, at least in our N-Line equipped model. The N-Line pack adds sportier front seats and red stitching throughout, but even without this option, the Tucson still feels pleasant and premium throughout the cabin. The headline feature is undoubtedly the larger 10.25-inch multimedia screen, which is orientated in a landscape format and operates smoothly and quickly. The typing experience in particular on this screen is swift and snappy, putting most other car multimedia inputs to shame. The digital instrument cluster is also clear, concise, and easy to read, even in direct sunlight, and is also customizable.
To be frank, a family SUV has no right looking this mean, and I certainly appreciate the futuristic and aggressive aesthetic that Hyundai is going for. If anything, if you buy a Tucson, especially with the N-Line upgrade pack, you'll definitely stand out from the sea of Toyota RAV4s and Mazda CX-5s. The Tucson is both longer and taller than a RAV4 or CX-5, so there's probably a little bit more room in here than what you'd expect out of a family SUV. And up front, there's plenty of space to get comfortable, even with the N-Line's sportier seats. And this Highlander grade also has electronic seat adjustment. The best part though is the memory seat function, which means you and your partner can save your desired settings and move the seats at the touch of a button. And another cool feature is that the driver's seat automatically moves back when you turn off the engine and open the door, which means getting in and out of the car, you don't really bang your knee on the wheel. Another really cool feature is that the driver can adjust the front passenger seat from buttons here, which means when your partner is loading up your kid in the back, you can just make a little bit more room. And of course, the usual storage options include door pockets that'll take large bottles, you've got 2 cup holders here, and an underarm storage cubby. And nowhere is the Tucson's size felt more than in the second row. I mean, look at all the legroom I still have, even with the driver's seat set to my 6-foot tall position. There's plenty of headroom as well, despite the glass roof, and there's ample shoulder room to get comfortable. Even the middle seat is usable thanks to a less intrusive transmission tunnel. And of course, you'll get a child seat back here without any problems at all. And even the N-Line's suede and leather seats are milk stain resistant despite our initial skepticisms. Back here, amenities include a door pocket that'll take a bottle, you've got air vents back here, 2 USB ports, backseat map pockets, and a fold down armrest with 2 more cup holders.
Opening the boot of the Tucson reveals a cavity capable of swallowing up to 539 litres. It's truly a cavernous space that can easily accommodate a full-size pram, groceries, a nappy bag, and whatever else your family might need. Fold down the rear seats, and the space will expand to 1,860 litres, making those weekend trips to IKEA or Bunnings Warehouse that much easier. Also of particular note, the Tucson comes with a full-size spare wheel for added peace of mind. The entire 4th generation Hyundai Tucson range was awarded a maximum 5-star ANCAP safety rating from testing in 2021. The Tucson's highest scores were for adult and child occupant protection, notching 86 and 87% respectively in each category. The safety assist category also scored a respectable 70%, thanks in large part to the high levels of advanced safety systems offered as standard. Highlights include autonomous emergency braking, lane keep assist, a reversing camera, and tyre pressure monitoring. Stepping up to the elite grade adds blind spot collision detection and front parking sensors, while the Highlander scores a surround view monitor.
Under the bonnet of this Hyundai Tucson, you'll find a 2-litre turbo diesel. But if diesel isn't your thing, the Hyundai Tucson lineup is available with petrol options as well.
Outputs for the 2-litre diesel are 137 kilowatts and 416 newton meters, with drive sent to all 4 wheels via an 8-speed automatic transmission. Our pick of the 3 is actually the 1.6-litre engine, which offers a good balance of refinement and performance, but even the base 2-litre engine gets the job done around town. If you're into towing, however, the diesel is easily the pick of the bunch, as it can handle 1,900 kilograms, 250 kilos more than the petrol-powered Tucsons. Of note too, there are no hybrid versions of the Tucson available in Australia at the time of filming, which is a bit of a glaring omission given the popularity of the Toyota RAV4 hybrid.
Officially, this Tucson diesel will return 6.3 litres per 100 kilometres, which is certainly more economical than its petrol-powered siblings. But once you factor in the higher cost of diesel, as well as the price premium you'll pay on this engine, it might not be the most economical in the long run.
In my time with the car, I averaged 7.9 litres per 100 kilometres, but most of my driving was confined to inner city Melbourne. Like all new Hyundais, the Tucson comes with a 5-year unlimited kilometre warranty. While this falls short of the industry-leading 10-year conditional warranty from Mitsubishi, as well as the 7-year periods from Kia and Skoda, it matches the standard that is offered by Toyota, Mazda, Ford and others. Scheduled service intervals are every 12 months or 15,000 kilometres, whichever occurs first. The cost of maintenance over 5 years for our diesel-powered test car is $1,875 according to Hyundai's cap price service schedule, priced at $375 per year. However, opting for either petrol engines will drop that figure to $1,595 or $319 per year.
What is it they say about judging a book by its cover? Just because the Tucson looks aggressive and sporty and capable on the outside doesn't exactly mean it drives the same way. Look, don't get me wrong, the steering, it's nicely weighted, and the suspension is firm enough where you can get some thrills out of the corners, but this is far from the best in class in terms of handling. You have access to various driving modes as well, including a sport option to turn things up a notch. But in my time with the car, I mostly kept things in eco to maximise the efficiency of that 2-litre turbo diesel engine. Speaking of, this turbo diesel engine offers plenty of low down torque, which means coming away from the lights is smooth and a pleasurable experience. It just makes that school drop-off and childcare pickup experience that much easier. Although the engine, like most diesel engines, can be a little bit harsh and unrefined. And this 8-speed automatic transmission, it's a willing partner too. It shifts smoothly and seamlessly at low and high speeds and never gets in the way of the driving experience. And having the N-Line kit fitted, if you think it makes any mechanical changes, sorry to disappoint you. There's no lowered suspension or retuned steering here. Overall, the Hyundai Tucson is really easy to use and the driving experience is intuitive. It's not intimidating, everything just sort of works as it should. And isn't that what you want out of a family SUV? There's a lot to like about the new Hyundai Tucson. It offers plenty of practical space for families of all sizes. There's a model to suit almost any budget, and the equipment list is the envy of even some premium German cars. It's not without its shortcomings though, because the lack of hybrid powertrain is starting to look a bit odd these days, and I totally understand. The styling isn't to everyone's taste. If you can get over these things though, the Hyundai Tucson is a bit of a hidden gem in the mid-size SUV segment.